now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have our keynote speaker for today. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, she is a distinguished personality. She's one of Nigeria's leading academic educator, author, and emeritus professor at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. She's actually always driven by passion to build capacity, passion for learning and development, passion to increase the knowledge of people and to make them accept knowledge and the need to brace themselves up for the ever-changing dynamics of the market. Ladies and gentlemen, she's also launched her pet project called the Windows Lifeline, and this project empowers widows and the less privileged, and with the aid of the general public and family, she has and will continue to support women less privileged. Here, Her Excellency Professor Mrs. Uche Azikiwe. Welcome.
Thank you, Kwesi. Kwesi, I can't hear you clearly, please.
Okay, Mami, I welcome you officially. We are live, and all of our participants can see you and they can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You.
But I can't hear you. Yours is faint.
Okay, I can hear you, Ma. So you can proceed.
Okay, so can I go ahead? Can I go on? Okay.
Proceed.
Okay. Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm very happy to be here on this platform. And I want to start by thanking the organizers, especially my daughter, Aisha Babangida, who made it possible for me to be here. I am very happy because the topic I'm given is too dear to me, very, very dear to me, and that is empowerment of women. That has been my area of concern and study for the past 35 years in the university. So I was happy when I was asked to talk on empowerment of women for impact. What is, or who is a woman? We know that in the Bible, in Genesis, God introduced himself after creating everything, that he created them, man and woman. So a woman is a creation of God. Women are a very necessary tool in the society. Women are polyvalent agents for development. If women are not carried along in any development program, there's going to be failure in the end. Empowerment means a lot of things, but summarily, it is a way and means of assisting the individual, helping the individual, equipping the individual with skills, knowledge to improve him or herself. But in this case, we are talking of how to improve the skills of women. So empowerment of women is helping the women to acquire skills and knowledge to enable them to be competent in whatever they are doing. It is a process whereby the abilities of the woman, her potentials, are strengthened so that she'll be able to carry out whatever is that innate potential in her. Most often, we normally ignore women due to culture, religion, and all other social factors, forgetting that wherever women are neglected, there is no hope for development or growth. So empowerment of women enables the women which is the second leg in the society, to help in the development of the society or the nation. When a woman is empowered, she possesses the skill, the knowledge to overcome all the constraints that pulls her back in whatever she wants to do in life. Remember that every human being is blessed with potentials, innate potentials by God. There is no studies whatsoever that has proved that there's a difference between the innate potentials of a boy and the innate potentials of a girl. So we are all created equal. The problem is that the society now pulls the woman or the girl back. There is many constraints, obstacles on the way, on the path of the girl or the woman that makes it very, very impossible for her to grow or to contribute her own quota to development. So we are trying to see how empowerment could impact positively. The impact we're talking about is a positive impact. How will the empowerment of a woman enable her to do what? To help in the development of her family, her community, and the nation at large. As I said earlier on, society is built on two legs, male, female. Let us take a look at this scenario. A human being with two legs in a race, and then the other one with two legs in the same race. But the second person, one of the legs, has a problem. When the two are at the race, there is no way the one with the faulty one leg will do better than the one with the two strong legs. We are applying this to life, to the society. We are saying that the two legs of the society, male and female, should work hand in hand to be able to do what? To help the society to grow. Women constitute more than 50% of human resources in every society. More than 50%. If that 50% in the society, or more than 50%, are not contributing their own quota to the development of the society, it's going to be what? Lagging behind all other societies that are making good use of the potentials of the women. So if women are not involved in developmental programs, it's going to slow down development in the society. I want to bring in a very wonderful words of wisdom from Dr. Mandela, Nelson Mandela. May his soul rest in peace. In one of his speeches in Trafalgar Square, London, the title of the speech was "Make Poverty History." In the end, he ended the speech this way. He ended with a question. When do we start making poverty or bringing poverty to an end? When? The answer was now. The second question was by who? The answer was women. That summary led credence to the importance of women in development. If somebody like Dr. Nelson Mandela could end his speech with those two questions, I don't know who will be doubting the importance of women in development. So, my dear partners in this conference, I want us to see that it is very, very important and necessary that we carry the women along if we want to succeed in development in Nigeria. For me, to empower the women, let's go into the procedure empowerment. To empower the women is not just easy, because when you didn't develop when others are developing, if you are developing at the adult age, it's not going to be easy, like when you are young and you are going to school like other children. So how do we start this empowerment of women? Because they are now adults, and I don't like saying illiterate. We say non-literate citizens in the state or in the community, or semi-literate. You don't just dump them into a group as we have in the formal education. Whatever is going to empower them must be a type of informal or non-formal type of education. To empower an adult who is non-literate or semi-literate, it must be through a non-formal education. That empowerment must be through a package that is based on her needs. Any form of program to empower women cannot be one size shoe, one size or one shoe sizing everybody. No. It's going to be a special program that will enable them utilize that potential in them. That is why empowering the women at this time in their lives must be specially programmed and packaged. The procedure is very, very straightforward. You identify the group. Let's assume the rural women. Mark you, educated women are not up to 1% or 2% in the society. So majority of our women are non-literate or semi-literate, and most of them dwell in the rural areas. Development in Nigeria, for an example, isn't all that spread across urban and rural. So first of all, identify the group so that whatever you put together will fit in. It's like making a dress for someone. Don't just go and buy anything in the market and ask the person to wear. You must measure the person before you start making the dress. So you identify the group. After identifying the group, you find out their needs assessment. As I said earlier on, you don't just start anything and ask them to come and learn. You fail at arrival. Find out their needs. What do they need to enable them perform effectively in the society, starting from their homes? Then tailor whatever is their needs that you've identified to solve that problem that they have. They tell you that it is maybe how to fetch water. Fetching water after going to the market, fetching water, or grinding the corn or the millet after coming back from the farm. These are little things that disturb our rural women to perform effectively. So you tailor the process of training to their needs. You cannot stay maybe in your office in the capital, Abuja or Lagos or any big town, and package something for women. No, it will fail on arrival. Then find a way of what is the time convenient for them to come together for this empowerment. You know, most women are heads of family, even though with their husbands around. Most of them take care of their children, their school fees, their clothing, their health, and everything. So you have to package the program. When would it fit them to be able to leave whatever they are doing to come and learn these new skills or this new knowledge or whatever you have packaged that they said, this is what we need. It could be in the evening when they are back from market and farm or whatever they do. It could be any time, but they must be carried along in the planning of the program. They must be carried along. You don't just do it on your own and impose on them. Most often, what denies the poor women to come out and acquire knowledge is when there is some payment to be made. So I feel that whatever program that we are going to put up to empower women must be free, no fees to be paid. Let the government sponsor everything so that they will be able to come, because whatever they make is for their families. If you ask them to pay fees now, then it will discourage many and they will not be part of it. If it is free, many of them will participate. Then there will be no need for certification. It shouldn't be a priority. You must be given certificate. No, that is not what they need. They don't need certificate at all. But if there's anything, but it should not be emphasized that it is for certification for you to. Are they going for what? To use their certificate? Nowhere. All they need is to develop the skills in them to enable them improve. If they are farmers, improve on their farming. If they are traders, improve on in trading. Whatever skill they are doing, hairdressing, whatever, cleaning, and so on. Then, in the end, after they might have gone through the training, there should be a take-off grant. If you train them without any take-off grant, it will just go down the drain. All efforts will be in vain. So I am putting forward that this procedure, if they are followed strictly, we will in the end empower most women that will have impact in the society, positive impact in the society. There's a saying that if you want to help someone, you have to know what the person needs. You don't just from anywhere, wherever you are, drop whatever you think you have to give the person. The person must have some needs that you have to do, support and help in solving that problem. So I feel that this procedure, if you are going to succeed in empowering women, must be strictly followed. If not, whatever we package after a few years will just go down the drain. What are the areas of empowerment for our rural women? Or mostly, even those who are in the urban areas that are semi-literate. You know that the world is now a global village. We will try at least starting with basic literacy. The 3 R's: to read, to write, and then to communicate. The next area we can package, depending on what we identify that are their needs, is income generation. How do we improve their income so that they will be independent? You will agree with me that most women in the rural areas depend. If their husbands do not give them, there will be no going to school, no going to the hospital, no buying anything, no food. But if you give them income generation program that will enable them learn skills which they will put into practice, and it will produce goods to be sold and get income, it is going to solve a lot of problems for the families. Another is home management, areas that we can pre-package programs to empower women for positive impact. Home management. They find it very difficult to combine going to the farm, going to the market, taking care of mothers and parents, extended members of the family, and their own family and husbands. There should be skills of how to manage your home and enable you do whatever you want to do in the end to be able to feed their family. Another area will be primary health care. You know, the infant and maternal mortality is very high. But if a program is packaged for health, it is going a long way in the end to help reduce infant mortality. A lot of women go on being pregnant, having babies because they don't know how many will survive. Because they don't know how many children will survive, they keep on bearing children. So that in the end, if 3 survives, fine. 4 survives, fine. But with good primary health care, a woman will be able to take care of her children. If it is 4, the 4 will be alive. There is no need going to have 7 or 8 to enable 4 to survive, and then she will be happy that she has 4 children. So primary health care is another area, very important area for us to prepare empowerment program to impact positively on women. Nutrition is another area. Agriculture and food production. 99% or 90% of agricultural chores, are performed by women in our rural areas. Right from clearing the bush, it's only some women even till and make the mounds in some areas. Weeding, harvesting, bringing back the harvest, processing, and so on and so forth. Women are 90% farmers when you get into the rural areas. How do we help them? That should be part of the program for empowering them. Food production. Most often, after harvest, and there is no means of exporting them to the town, urban towns, or markets around, the whole product and efforts they made during the farming season will go down the drain, wasted, because there is no way to pack them out and then dispose of and make some money. So we should also add food production into whatever package we are preparing to empower women. One area also that could be looked into is appropriate technology. After going from the farm back to home, she has to do what? To cook. What are the things that we have to provide for her to make it easier for her to prepare meal, for her to fetch water? There are a lot of things that we have to put together as the world is developing. So also, we have to help our women develop appropriate technology to help them in whatever they do. Empowerment is not just giving one how to read and write. Empowerment implies, what do I do to contribute to my community? I tell you, when you empower a woman, she has a voice, and she will also contribute in the running of the society. Through empowerment, we will give our women their voices to come out and contribute in politics. I had a story in my village when this issue of HIV/AIDS came up. It's very funny, but it sent a message to the men that these women, when they take a position, is going to affect whatever decision they want to make in the community. The women said, we are hearing of AIDS, HIV/AIDS, and we don't know what our husbands are doing. They're not telling us, but every night they will come and they want to come in. We've heard the stories of AIDS. They went to their woman leader in the village and said, Mama, no, we have to talk about HIV/AIDS. Let us know what is happening. How are they protecting themselves before they come and kill us and our children will be motherless? The men thought that the women were joking. They refused to move. And the women said, no, we're not going to move also. In the end, they came out to the common ground where issues are discussed in the village. And they asked the woman leader, what is your problem? The woman leader said, yes, my daughters, my members, they said, we don't know about this HIV/AIDS. Tell us what is happening so that we'll be able to protect ourselves. Our husbands are not coming forth to explain to us what is HIV/AIDS. That was when it dawned on the men that they are serious. Then they invited health speakers and so on from maybe from the town, and they came and gave them seminar talk, which enabled them to understand what HIV/AIDS means and how it is contacted and how it could be protected. One could protect herself from it. With that alone, these are women that did not go to school, most of them. We can imagine when a woman is able to protect herself, empowered, to understand what is her right, to know when her right is being, tampered with, she will surely say no to a lot of things, and it's going to improve the society. What are the impacts that we are talking about? The positive impact, because it's not just impact. We also have negative aspect when you said impact. We need the empowerment of women for positive impact. What will it be after giving them a very wonderful and good empowerment program, training, skill acquisition, and so on and so forth? The impact will include some of these things I'm going to mention now. Increase in income. Increase in income. If they learn how to make beads, bleach, soap, fascinators, whatever it is, because there are a lot of things for them to learn, depending on what they think they want to do. In the end, with the startup grant, it's going to improve their income. And when their income is improved, it will also affect the lives of their children, the family, and even the society at large. It's going also to improve production. Those of them that will veer into agriculture will learn how to plant, when to plant, how to apply fertilizer, when to plant for particular crops or seeds to enable it to yield in the end. It's going to improve on their income too. When production increases, income increases too. If they are literate, it will enable them know how to dispense drugs when they go to the hospital 3 times a day, 2 tablets 3 times a day, or 1 tablet, or 1 stop of syrup, or whatever that is being the prescription in the hospital. With the 3 R's, the literacy, basic literacy component of the empowerment program, they will be able to know exactly, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is when I'm going to apply this. This is when I'm not going to apply this in anything that pertains to health. They know when the temperature is high, when they have to rush to the hospital, and so on and so forth. As I said earlier on in the story that I gave, it will give them voices to say no. They know when their rights are being breached, and they will say, no, please, this is my right. I'm entitled to this. Let us do it this way. And there will be discussion. They will also be able to participate in governance. I say that women are more than 50%. Any political party or any individual that women gather together to support will surely win in an election. And then if they know that this is the person that we know that will deliver for us, and they all come together and vote for that person, who will in the end impact their own life through the political programs the person has, is going to help not just the women, but the society at large. I think that anybody doubting the importance of empowerment of women, anybody doubting the importance of empowerment of women need to be, when I say re-educated, the person needs to be re-educated to learn that without women, there will be no progress. And that is why most African nations are crumbling, strutting. They cannot move. We are just on the same position, marking time, not moving at all, because our women, that second leg is not moving. When the second leg in the society is moving, everything will fall in place. Development will skyrocket, everything. All other states, if you go to Rwanda, you see what is happening in that nation, country. How the women are almost everywhere in the National Assembly, in politics, and whatever they are doing, women are there. And they're having peace. When you press down, make sure that somebody does not rise up, that person will not be happy. Most women feel that way. They don't want to hear us. They don't want us to contribute in anything. They just want to impose everything on us. I think it is time that we look into our culture, we look into our way of life, we look into our religion, that sort of make women not to be heard, not to be seen, not to allowed to contribute anything to the betterment of the country. I want to end by saying that it is time. Maybe this type of platform, WenA, Women Enterprise Alliance, could help in doing what? Campaigning, advocacy in different forms to enable our people in the rural areas, our politicians, to know that it is important to empower our women if they want to make progress in whatever they are doing. If a woman is empowered, it will impact positively in her life, in her family, in the society, and the nation at large. I want to use this opportunity also to say another thank you to the organizers of this conference, and in a special way to say thank you to my daughter, Aisha Babangida. I don't know how I'm going to thank you for making me going digital, but I'll continue. I'm not going back again. Since I've started, I will no longer be analog, trying to be digital, because you want me to be digital. Thank you. And thank you to all the listeners. We shall be meeting often to discuss the issue of women, because it is important. Thank you, and God bless.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Mrs. Uche Azikiwe.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Some depth of wisdom, and we are so grateful.
Okay, go on. Let me try.
Yes, you have given us some depth of wisdom, and we are truly, what a way to end the conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Well,
thank you.
So great. Thank you very, very much, Professor Mrs. Uche. One thing you mentioned is that there are two legs involved. One leg move and leave the other one. And I'll never forget. Yes. And I'm glad you are well abreast with the digital space now. I'm sure we're going to see you on Twitter and Instagram very soon.
I'm not on Twitter.
The next stage we are coming
I'm not on Twitter. I'm on Facebook.
Hey, so she's on Facebook.
And
I'm on Facebook. Mother, you really rock. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
On behalf of that and the entire team from WenA, we say thank you, as well as all the participants. We are grateful. Thank you very much.